Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming.
Good afternoon.
We're here today because I'm doing a workshop that deals with the pandemic that we've had for the last 2 years. I'm sure it's more than 2 years already. And the objective of the workshop that I'm doing this afternoon is just to get more people to know about the virus so that they can share, obviously, the knowledge that they learned today with family, friends, and people that they encounter in their daily lives. So, before we move forward, I would like the group of people that we have here this afternoon just to introduce themselves, basic things about them. If they want to say something funny about themselves, they can, but just name, surname, if you are employed, if not employed, and what you came to do this afternoon, or if you came to learn, just something about why you're here. Who wants to go first?
Good afternoon, my name is Enver De Bruin. I'm employed by the company as a warehouse administrator. I'm here to learn about the coronavirus and the health and safety regarding it.
Good afternoon, I'm Lanisaman Shoma. I work also for the company. I'm just here to learn more about the COVID-19. Thank you.
Next.
Hi, good afternoon, guys. My name is Enver De Bruin. I'm also employed with the company, and I'm here to just expand my knowledge on the coronavirus and how I can pass the knowledge on to the next people. Thanks.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Gina van der Vijver. I'm also employed by a company and I'm also here to learn about COVID-19 and how we can do things better and share the knowledge with other people.
Hi, I'm Shireen Daniels and I'm also employed by the company Big 5 Duty Free, and I'm also here to learn more about the virus. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Like I said, this information will not be shared with other people other than the person that is administering the script. Cool. Okay, so before we get into the action of discussing the workshop elements today, just a reminder that if you guys need to go to the bathroom, you guys can get up whenever you want to. Just let me, if you need to squeeze past, it's fine. Yeah, let's get this the show on the road. So, as you guys can see, my first slide I've got on top there is a map of the world, and just to give us an idea where the hotspots are of the pandemic. And as you guys can see, the red zones are obviously the areas that was quite affected over the last 2 years. Things has obviously changed, but yeah, as you guys can see, where we are based in Africa, and well, South Africa is a bit lot more red than the rest of Africa, but yeah, so as you guys can see, it is quite red around the rest of the world. So the purpose and the objective of today is to provide, like I said, basic information on the topic, prevention and control. And the objective is, obviously, by the end of this training, course delegates will be able to understand policies, procedures of the prevention of COVID-19 and apply basic measures to protect yourself and others, practice effective hygiene, practice proper use of personal protection equipment, and that is the personal protection equipment refers to obviously the mask that we wear, the gloves that we wear, yeah, and if you work in certain fields, some people have these whatever medical gear on, you know, like from top to toe type. Yeah. So yeah, and then obviously just practicing respiratory etiquette. That is just with regards to how you cough, and you know, like how if you don't put your hand in front of your mouth and stuff like that, and understand exactly, understand and practice the environment of cleaning and understand the temperature and physical examination process. So yeah. Next slide. So there are 6 topics that I will be discussing going forward, and there will be the first topic will be like what is COVID, and like in this case how it's spread and how to prevent becoming infected. So does anybody have an idea what is COVID?
Isn't it just a virus that affects your respiratory system?
No, that's probably, if I have to put it in a nutshell, I mean, I would also explain it like it's a respiratory virus, you know, that we all are still learning about, and obviously the guys in the medical field and all the scientists, all these guys are working on finding out exactly if it's only that, right? So what I've got over here is just like Herman said now, it's an infectious disease caused by the SARS CoV-2 virus, and the majority of the people who fall ill with COVID-19 will experience mild to moderate symptoms and recover without special treatment. So yeah, so like this over here, it's not like everybody that contracted it basically died. There's obviously a lot of people that survived it, but more so there were a lot of people that succumbed, you know, to the virus, and obviously there's reasons for that why so many people also died because of the virus, right? And hence I was saying earlier on that all these scientists, virologists, medical people, they will find out more as we go along, like why so many people also died of the swiftly. So they also give us a bit more information about what exactly it is. So the term coronavirus refers to a family of different viruses. Coronavirus disease 2019, abbreviated to COVID-19, is one particular coronavirus of the family. And it says again here, it's highly infectious, like Herman said, a respiratory disease, and poses a serious public health risk. And lastly, like I mentioned earlier on, the world is still learning and how it's spreading, and probably like how it will affect us, hopefully not in the future. Huh? Sorry, were you going to ask something?
No.
Okay, cool. I think we have an objective. So I said I was going to discuss 6 topics. But before I go on to the next slide, the next topic I will discuss is the national statistics. Now, obviously, I mean, I didn't have it on a slide because of statistic changes every day, you know, like, so there's obviously every day new cases. So I've got it basically jotted down here. So to date, the national test conducted is over 25 million tests that's already been conducted in South Africa. And positive cases is 3.9 million, recoveries is 3.85 million, and the deaths so far is over 100,000 people that's died, 101,000 plus people that's died already from the virus, which is quite a lot, and that's only in South Africa. Now imagine, you know, in other countries, you know. And the stats I got here, Wednesday active cases, which was yesterday, 25,556. That's a lot. Just says that there's a lot of people that's starting to, you know, there's a flare up again, you know what I mean? So, and daily death rate for probably that's yesterday or so Wednesday is 47. So 47 people have succumbed in the last 24 hours, right? And vaccines administered, it's over 36 million, you know, so they don't specifically say on the site if it's 36, like people had double, they just say 36 million already has been administered. Cool. Okay, so I think we've gone through the purpose and objectives. Okay. So another point that I will be discussing, ways of preventing COVID transmission. As you all know, it's basic stuff. Hand hygiene, which is important. And then hand sanitizing, using your face masks, how to, well, you've got to wear your gloves. So that's just ways of preventing the transmission, and obviously keeping your social distancing from other people, wearing your mask when you have to. So that's just some basic stuff with regards to preventing the transmission or COVID transmission from spreading to other people, you know, which is, as we know, we're going into a season now that the numbers will definitely increase, right? Cool. Jay, next I'll play you guys just a video of our friend, our buddy, the virus. Okay. Show me it's finished there. Slide on PPE, personal protection equipment, how it must be worn, and obviously, like I mentioned, also face mask, gloves is very important. That we make sure that we have the stuff on to prevent the spread of the virus. Like in our case today, like the reduce of transmission amongst employees, there's just a few things that we need to follow. Pay strict attention to hygiene, wash your hands frequently, wash your hands for at least 20 seconds, like they say, to get rid of all the germs. Use the PPE properly and consistently. Cover your mouth and nose with a tissue when you cough or sneeze. I'm not going to go into all the details of that stuff like that, but it's stuff that that is also repetition, you know, that I've put down here. Important point here is to keep the distance of, here they say 2 meters. We are not obviously following that today, but it's okay. I mean, we all have our mask on, so I'm fine with that. And then, like they say over there, we shouldn't be sharing certain things, or if we do, we must make sure maybe before we use it that we wipe it down, etc., etc. And support your immune system and promote good health, which is very important, right? Next. Yeah, they also just give us again information about respiratory protection, how we will protect ourselves, face masks. I don't think we've got visors in store, or do we? People don't wear the visors now. I don't see people wearing visors anymore.
Not anymore.
Yeah, and mainly protect from, obviously, which is important. Another point that we will get to, one of the points that I will discuss, like what they ask, the main types of transmission and how it gets transferred to other people. One of the points that they raise over here. Hand protection again is gloves that we have to make sure that we are wearing. Okay, preventing the spread of the virus, respiratory etiquette. I think Dwayne mentioned it earlier on. the temperature and physical screening, reduce transmission amongst colleagues, reduce transmission among employees, and then a very important one is also social distancing, right? Going on keeping the virus out is cleaning, maintaining the work, like the work areas that we are in, you know, make sure that it's clean. The stuff that we use, that it is clean before we use it. I'm not going to go into detail with all of that. I think some of the stuff is repetition. Well, they are repetition, yeah. So, before I get to that, to that slide, I just want to touch on when I said earlier about transmission, you know, why they say that at the time we had to wear masks and so on, because all of the way how people get infected is the transmission of when some people have conversation and they don't have their mask on, and the saliva droplets from when people have a conversation, that it spreads and it somehow floats, and then that's how the transmission of the virus gets transferred from one person to the next person. That's one of the how they picked up, you know, when they did their research, how people got basically infected of the saliva droplets that was transferred from one person to another if the one person was infected, right? So that was just one of the, like I said, one of the topics that I have, but I don't have all the information on that specific topic. So moving on to the next one is what to do when you get infected, right? So as I say over here, you must isolate and inform your family and friends. Also communicate with your work if you are employed. A case like today, everybody here is, so we have to make sure that we let our employer know. Do not leave your house unless you are going to see a doctor. So that's when you search for medical assistance if you're not sure, because I mean, I think most of the people that contracted it would either just stay at home for 10 days. I think in the beginning it was 14 and it went down to 10. Yeah. Right? And then try and isolate in a different section of your house from the family. I think it's a bit too much to ask that. Not everybody has the space and the luxury that they can say, I can go to one part of the one section of the house and other people go to other section of the house. So yeah, so that would have been a bit difficult for most people, you know, that they would be able to isolate in one part of their house and that the rest of the family go on with their lives. Probably would have been very difficult for most people. Cool. Okay, let's see. Important. So the treatment for COVID-19, I don't think specifically there are any medication. I think what most people did was they isolated for the 10 or 14 days, like you said. And if they didn't obviously get better after the 10 or 14 days, then they had to consult a GP, because I mean, I think a lot of people wouldn't want to leave their house, you know, and everybody was paranoid. Even doctors wouldn't want to see you face to face in that time. So the best advice at the time was, or the treatment would have been that you had to basically isolate, like we said early on, and try and keep away from people around you, you know what I mean, that you have to recover for that 10 or 14 days to make sure that you don't infect more people with the virus. So, yeah. The video on how to wash your hands. I think a lot of people don't know that this is how you wash your hands. Okay, so everybody now knows how to wash their hands, right? Cool. Okay, so another important slide that I have to cover here is the environmental cleaning. So it's important that we understand that to clean, disinfect frequently the areas that we work in, the areas that we live in, because obviously the virus has to be completely terminated, to prevent it from spreading to other people. So it's important that we do tables, doorknobs, light switches, countertops, handles, desks, our phones that we use, our keyboards, even the bathrooms that we use. I don't think we know how much germs are on the bathrooms that we use, and the sinks and so on. Sorry, Dwayne, you were going to ask something.
I just wanted to ask, so how long does the virus stay alive on a surface?
I think the last time I heard it can stay for quite a few days. I mean, I think maybe 5-7 days. If it's not obviously disinfected, I think it could stay there for a while.
Okay.
I mean, I don't have the exact answer for you, but I know it's definitely a few days it can stay there, and maybe I think some said it can stay longer on certain surfaces than others also. Surfaces that are dirty, clean them, use detergent, soap and water prior to the disinfection. Workplaces must be kept clean and hygienic at all times. Clean and disinfect high-touch surfaces daily after each shift change in common areas. And deep cleaning is very important. As far as I know, some people in the beginning they used to do these deep cleaning by letting people come in and sort of do a complete all over of their shops or their businesses, guys with these big hazmat suits come in and they spray the whole area. I think we done with those days for now. If something drastic happens again, which we hope it's not going to happen. Yeah, so cleaning, very, very important, guys. In conclusion, in this session we have introduced you to the basic COVID-19 prevention and control activities. Over the coming days, in which you will learn more in practical application of these activities. In partnership with the City of Cape Town, your role is key to ensuring the prevention and control of this pandemic. So any questions? So, Herman, what have you learned today from the session that we did?
Basically, the main important thing is just to sanitize and keep your hands and yourself clean and wear your protective gear and stay away from the people in near you so you can't infect.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, also what was very important is that you need to clean as you go, I suppose, because if the virus can stay alive on certain surfaces very long, or even like you said, days, cleaning, wiping down your workspace every hour, I think, should work. I don't know. And then sanitize, because I keep a bottle of sanitizer next to me. Yeah, I think that's it.
Cool. Thank you. Anybody else that want to contribute?
I also learned about how to wash your hands properly.
Not many people do it.
Because that's 2 minutes to wash your hands, because you never wash every place in your hands. So that was something new to me. So that means I learned something. Yeah, it's very informative.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's small stuff sometimes you take for granted. I mean, you don't realize, if you don't wash your hands properly, and you don't apply the sanitizer or the soap properly, I mean, that virus or that germs can still sit there, and that's how you basically pass it on to the next person.
Yeah, because like sometimes you can be practicing all the necessary steps not to get it, but like as I said, if you don't wash your hands properly, you can get infected. So
Yeah. Okay. Shireen, anything that you think that you can take away here?
Yeah, it's like you said, it's a small things that you sometimes, even now, you forget to, like you said, clean the surfaces, clean your hands, stuff that you think, oh, it's not necessary. You know it, it's really necessary.
Okay. Cool. Shireen, is there something that you want to add?
Yeah, it was a good reminder to keep sanitizing, keep distance, wear a mask, wash your hands properly. That's things you forget after a while, take for granted.
Cool. No, it's fine, yeah. Because I mean, like I said, one of the topics that I did cover is the statistics, and I mean, I think if I look at the amount of cases, we in June now, which is obviously our sort of what they call the flu season. I mean, we 2 months ago or 3 months ago, we were sitting at less than 100 cases a month. Sorry, a day, and now we're sitting at a day again on 20,000 plus cases, which means, you know what I mean, we have to go back and do the basics again, like sanitizing our hands, making sure that we are cautious again, and also mindful of the people around us. I mean, yes, I think we probably won't have so many fatalities again. I hope so, but I guess also rather prevent that, even people from contracting the virus, you know what I mean, that we have less people ending up in hospital. I think that's what we don't want, you know what I mean, and in our case, I mean, the industry that we are in, it's also something that we don't want to flare up, you know what I mean, which will make things difficult again for us, where we have to hope that's not going to happen. So yeah, so the statistics is very important, that I can see the numbers are moving up again, or they are increasing compared to 2 months ago, where we were very low. But yes, I mean, it's also going into the season where we usually get a lot of people that
Good day, everybody. My name is Keenan Watson. I'm currently employed, and I really feel like the presentation about the COVID-19 was very helpful, as a good reminder to all of us that we should not forget. Most of us in this time, since we're a year past, we're all back to working. The economy of our country is getting back to where it's supposed to be, but we are forgetting the most important things that got us 2 years so that we can work, which is sanitizing, screening, cleaning, and so forth. Nowadays it's just mask on. When we're done working, mask off. Virus can still spread. Mask can be on your the virus can be on your mask. You can take your mask off. It can still linger in the air and still come within your body. Another thing is, with the COVID-19 rising up, there are spikes in waves. The waves are spiking, which is increasing due to the fact that what I just said about us not following. We need a constant reminder of the protocols and what to do. Last year, there were shops doing screening. You could not enter a shop at a certain temperature. But how many companies, how many shops do you go to now where they're screening? Almost zero. This is exactly why our waves are increasing. So we need to be able to remind people, shops need to be able to adapt quick enough, or have employees fast enough to scan people, just like airports do. They scan people so that they can see there's a certain temperature. That's why there are cases increasing every day, because not the community but the population is not being reminded of certain processes to do, and there's not enough how can I say, the enforcement, almost like the law enforcement, or the people, the analysts who are taking down statistics is not prove, not like spreading out the word and like in the media or something saying why it is rising. We just hear it's rising. We do not know why. So that's why I think it's very good that you are reminding us about the COVID-19 and what to do to clean the surfaces, to say, to sanitize and so forth and so forth. So I thank you for that. Thank you.
So, just on the topic of the, sorry, what do you call it? What are your guys' opinions about it? Like, for or against? I mean, I don't want to know like in detail why you don't want to, but I mean like, what do you guys and what vaccine? Whoever is vaccine, who's got what vaccine?
My personal opinion is that each one to himself is. You take care of you expect him to respect your values, you respect their values, and just that's how I see it.
Okay. Well, fair enough, fair enough. Go on, Lisa.
I understand they say they're slower in the chances of getting coronavirus, but as for me, if you can still get it if you have a booster and a vaccine, what's the difference?
You know, can I intervene?
Yes, you can intervene.
So, with the vaccine, it said that your chances of basically surviving the COVID-19 is much better than not having the jab. So by you, because like Enver said earlier, there's like 14 days that you isolate, so it's 14 days that you are infected, basically. So with the vaccine, it helps you so that you are not that weak. Body aches and all. You'll still get the virus, but not as severe as someone without the vaccine. Let's put it that way. That's my understanding.
Are they 100% about that? Who knows? If it's that is 100%,
You're
it's
still a
absolutely
carrier.
proof.
Mm.
You're still a carrier anyway. You got it?
True.
You might go still to the hospital. You might even die of it,
I-
even though you got a vaccine.
It
So
only relieves your symptoms. It doesn't cure it. It doesn't stop you from giving it to someone else.
Yeah, but there is no cure for it.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I
basically
have
just boost your immune system.
That's what I understand to it. Because I have one vaccination. I didn't go for my second or for the booster as of yet.
So even if you get the flu injection, that you mustn't get it in winter, still you're gonna get a
I think
flu.
it's just to boost your immune system with people with weak immune systems.
Yeah, especially people with diabetic.
High blood pressure.
Chronic
blood pressure,
diseases,
chronic diseases.
the elderly.
That's actually for those people that, I don't know. I can't say that they must go, but I would think it would be better for them to get the vaccine. But that's just my take on it. And that's the reason why I have the one jab. I'm still yet to go for my second. I don't know if I will take the third as well.
Yeah, look, I mean,
It's been a year now that they have the vaccine available to everyone. Because I have the Pfizer. Yeah, I have the Pfizer. And for me, I'm okay with having the jab and going for the second one. But I would think that they would by now have, why is it not listed what's in the vaccine? That is just the scary part for me. Because I don't know what is going inside my body.
yeah, it's a valid point. I mean,
I know there was circulations around when it came out the vaccine, there wasn't even a pamphlet with the vaccine to say what it consists of and the contraindications and everything, and they just had a little clear bottle and you get your jab.
Yeah, but now as time has gone on, there has been, or I would think, there would be better communication with the vaccine. Or
What is in it? And
yeah, because that is what I would say I was waiting for my second jab, but I would like to be more reassured for what I am putting inside me.
Yeah, but you can't say now you want to know what you put in. You already put it in.
Yeah,
the first
the first jab, but that's
Yeah,
the thing, that's half
because
the
it-
jab. I didn't get a full blown, because 2 shots is the full vaccine.
Yeah, but I mean,
And to move around, you have to
cannot
have,
take the second one because nothing's gonna happen.
And I
with
sure-
government, it was said, you won't be able to move around anyway, so you have to be vaccinated. And for me, the first step was that.
And what constitutes full vaccine? The second jab or your first booster shot, the second booster shot?
That I don't know.
What is a
I
full
don't know.
vaccine?
I'm also fully vaccinated, but I didn't take the booster as yet. But I am for the vaccine. Thank you.
I will
What,
say
sorry,
I'm
what,
pro.
sorry, which, did you?
I'm on the Pfizer.
Pfizer as well, okay.
I would say I'm pro for the vaccine, but not 100% as yet. There is still a few stuff that is swindling me. So to
Because
say.
the reason why I'm saying that there was the cases whereby people are being like asked question, what do we have before they putting a jab on someone? Because there are people who are not even allowed to be jabbed with this vaccine. Other people got stroke, other people got some problem, became epileptic, just on the spot just because of this vaccine.
But
So we actually don't know what it consists.
You can't say
But
it's
it was
also the
proven that
vaccine.
it was because of the
Yeah,
vaccine.
people that just got jabbed, just in the spot, they go down, they fell down, and then become epileptic.
Okay.
Well, yeah, there will be
Mm.
a few anomalies, if I have to say. You know, like some people will react different
Mm.
to it, you know what I mean? Because that's what I said. Like Dwayne also said, it's not a cure. It's to prevent you from, or prevent fatalities, you know, more fatalities from happening. So, and I think I did read about where people collapse, like you said, they got seizures, etc., etc. You know, there was different things. But I mean, if you do the statistics, if you compare it maybe with how many people were fine afterwards, that is, like I said, it's a few anomalies, you know, which they also have to consider, you know what I mean? So hence some people that don't want to take it, that's their opinion, you know. But I guess
No,
if you
but-
maybe if you take 100 people, out of the 100 people, maybe 3 could have gotten the seizures, the epilepsy attacks, etc., etc. But I mean, you still have 97 people that was fine. Or you, out of the 100, maybe 1 there's a fatality, you know.
No
So the
fatalities.
numbers are still, you know, which makes sense that could be underlying issues with that person. Anyhow, sorry, Jimmy. Yeah.
No, I just think it's called body autonomy, where you can decide what happens to your body. So I think it should be everyone's personal choice whether they want it or not.
No, I mean, that's fair enough. Which is what's happening in this country, you know, like the president did say, like, no one is going to be forced. Where some countries are enforcing,
Yeah,
you know.
and that's wrong.
Yeah.
No, there's also, look, there's been ways on how they would want to force people into getting the vaccine. There were talks about if, like, government is not forcing you to take the vaccine, but yet your employer can't let anyone, or makes the rule that no one can enter the premises without being vaccinated. That means the employer is now going to force you to take the vaccine. Because you can't work there if you're not vaccinated. Because that is going to form part of their rules and regulations.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's stuff for government with the Labour Department to sort things like that out,
Because
you know.
there has been cases.
Yeah, cases, yeah. Like where some people have lost their job and it's
Yeah.
still sitting at the CCMA. I know that. Yeah. I've read about that. So yeah.